Hello everyone, and welcome to a new kind of video here on the Dolph Tondu channel. Halloween is tomorrow, so I figured what better time to carve pumpkins than the day before Halloween. So I went down to my local pumpkin patch and I found myself a beautiful pumpkin, and here it is. It's gorgeous. Just look at the shine on that. I'm very impressed with the quality of pumpkin that they had at this pumpkin patch. I know that it's sometimes hard to find a pumpkin that is so perfect for carving, but I did it and I'm happy about it. And I figured today I'm gonna show you guys how to carve a pumpkin, because how-to videos and tutorials are always good on YouTube, and what better way than to run a gaming channel than to show how to carve a pumpkin for Halloween. So here we go. I've got my pumpkin, and I'm gonna grab my knife, and I'm just gonna start making little cuts to kind of flesh out where I want the eyes and stuff. So let's go with like kind of the standard pumpkin, which a standard pumpkin, like a jack-o'-lantern that you're gonna see, is gonna have is gonna have like eyes, like triangle eyes. So we'll do that, and we got our first good, that's a good eye. Let's cut out another eye, and you want it to kind of look the same. So a life hack that you might not know is that you can actually just kind of copy the eye, and as long as you flip the eye the other direction, it's perfect, and you can kind of position that in a way that's symmetrical, which is important when making a jack-o'-lantern. You don't want it to always be perfect and symmetrical, but you do want you want a good portion of it to be symmetrical. Jesus Christ. So let's delete that nose, which is something that most of you probably don't know that you can do when carving a pumpkin, but if you make a mistake, you can delete it or erase it by having other bits of pumpkin handy to kind of patch up over that part. So let's move this nose. Maybe we'll shrink the nose a little bit. That'd probably be good. And you kind of want to get that centered. So that's good. We got our eyes and we have our nose. And now one of the fun things about making a jack-o'-lantern is you want to have like, you've got the triangles for the eyes and the triangles for the nose. So one thing that I haven't seen a lot of people do is a big happy looking triangle, a big happy looking triangle mouth. And look at that. He's just happy to be here, you know? And then you can add like they don't tell you this about pumpkins, but you can add, Jesus, you have to add the insides of the pumpkin. It's not well known, but pumpkins are like paper thin. So if you want it to have like a 3D effect, you have to go in and you have to you gotta like add the 3D parts to it. So then you get out your paint, and Jesus Christ, you can go in and actually color in. You want to go through and you want to color in all of the inside bits of the pumpkin, which you'll see me doing now. And this is more of an advanced technique. Not everyone is gonna be able to do this. Jeez. And if you mess up, you just bring out your little eraser, your handy, like you have a cloth usually when you're painting with pumpkins. and you can do all kinds of stuff with the cloth to help fix any mistakes that you made. Now, ideally, you want to get to the point where you're not making mistakes, but it happens. We're all human. It looks great. It's perfect. It looks like a pumpkin. I've seen a pumpkin just like this back in my day, but I'm going to show you guys something extra cool. So what you're going to want to do is now you're going to want to color in like the inside of the pumpkin. It can be tricky, especially if it blends in with the lines that you've already drawn. It can be very tricky, but I believe in you, and you should believe in yourselves too. We're almost done with the coloring part, but see here, I made a little mistake, so I just delete that. I noticed that over here too, right, Jesus Christ, right here, little mistake. So you could just erase that with your handy dandy wet rag. Should always have a wet rag on handy, on deck. All right, let's move on to the last bit. I'm way too zoomed in, and by that I mean I'm too close to the pumpkin. Of course, you don't need to be that close to the pumpkin. Jesus, there's got to be a better way to do this. So there we have our cute little jack-o'-lantern. Now, you might be saying to yourself, Dolph, jack-o'-lantern's great, but when you put a candle inside of it, it lights up and it looks really cool. Well, we can add a candle. It's not hard. Just grab a candle and then figure out what kind of like light source you want it to be. And a lot of times it'll be like a yellow candle or something like that. There's going to be like hints of orange in there, and maybe a little bit of white, or very, very light yellow. So it's going to be like this cool candle. And then we want to make that like it's coming from the inside. Like, whoa, look at that. There's a candle just sitting in there and it's lighting up the whole thing. That looks like garbage, Jesus. Don't be discouraged if you're not instantly good at working candles and lights and stuff like that. It can be tricky, and it can feel like the world is laughing at you. But don't ever give up, okay? Because it gets better. See, look at that. You got a bright light and it's shining out. So there's our pumpkin, there's our jack-o'-lantern, and we put our candle inside, and it's looking real nice. It's looking very nice. But I know what you're thinking. There's so many other kinds of jack-o'-lanterns you can do. So luckily for me, I went to the pumpkin patch and I bought a whole mess of pumpkins that are not just the same pumpkin. They're all unique in their own way, but we can get rid of this pumpkin, and we could just grab another pumpkin and bring that pumpkin in, and look at that, a whole nother pumpkin. It's beautiful and clean, fresh. It's worth it, and we don't need to do anything else besides hide all that shit. There we go. Okay, good. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys a little pro tip that I came up with this past year when you want to do something when you want to do something really cool with your pumpkins. We're gonna shove this down a little bit, move it down on the table so you have a little bit more space to work with. So one of the things that I always like is when you do like a fun, like you want to add like a bed sheet or something like that on top of your pumpkin, and you want to make it into like a cute little pumpkin ghost. So we're just gonna throw a sheet over the top of this pumpkin and let it just kind of hang over the top of the pumpkin. And that's gonna give us a cool little ghost effect to our pumpkin. Oh no. That's so bad. Sometimes pumpkins are difficult to work with. They're fickle pumpkins. But it's okay. Because with a little persistence, you can do anything. So you add your sheet to your pumpkin, and there it is. And then you want to like draw on it some big old, what the fuck? Some big old like ghost eyes. So maybe like that, or maybe like that. That's a cool ghost eye. I like that. And then unlike before, you don't always want your ghost eyes to be the same. I hate it. I hate that ghost eye. Let's just make a ovally shape. And then we'll add this one over here. And then you want to give it like a ghostly, like, woo. So that's not hard, right? We can all do that. It's super easy, and it's fun for everyone. It's fun for the whole family. So that's another pumpkin done. I would call that a success. There's only one other kind of pumpkin, and that's like a scary face pumpkin. We're gonna do a very similar thing as we did before, with some kind of triangle eyes like that. I'm not gonna make them perfectly symmetrical this time, because that's gonna add to the creepy, spooky factor. We're gonna give it like these, fuck. And we're gonna give it these kind of like weird little nostrils or something like that. I don't know, right? That's cool. And now a lot of you are saying, Dolph, there's all kinds of pumpkins that you can carve that are better than this. Why are you carving these terrible pumpkins? And the answer is, I am not a good artist. So we're gonna give this guy a toothy grin. So we're gonna come down like that, and then over, and another tooth here, and up, and then over, and then down, and then another tooth there, and then another tooth here, and then over here, finally the last tooth, and then connect it all together. And that looks cool. Now again, you can always move the mouth if you want it to be up here or farther down, but I want it to kind of be like right there. I think that looks cool. We can move the face. He can be looking, whoa, what's over there? What's over there? Huh? Now he's kind of like looking down at like a dead body or something like that, because he's a creep. He's a scary creep. Okay, let's finish up with the innards. Same technique as before, only now it's gonna be a little trickier because we have the mouth. But I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. Okay guys, I might have overdone a little bit with the fake blood, but I wanted to show you guys just how spooky this pumpkin could really look. I'm satisfied with the end results. I think it looks like a very spooky pumpkin, and I hope you guys liked my tutorial on how to carve pumpkins for Halloween. Leave a comment down below if you want to see any other tutorials on anything. It could be about anything. I can teach you guys how to make pants, or how to carve a turkey, anything at all. I also play video games on this channel, so there's also that. One last time, here are the few pumpkins that I carved. Let me know what you guys think. Which is your favorite? I'll put a number on each one, and if you want to let me know which pumpkin you like the best, leave it down below. Happy Halloween, everyone. Bye.